Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Business, and this is going to be an interesting one for you today. So we're doing another set of the user replays, and I'm going to say right now, I don't think many, if any of you, have ever seen a match quite like this. But we have Toenails in his Mogami. He's running the 155s, and it's ranked. So I think this is a great example of how, especially in ranked, you have to really follow through and not get tunnel vision, but try to finish your kills and inflict damage wherever you can, whenever you can, as much as possible. You have fewer players to, mop up after you. So that means that basically every single chance you have to do damage, you have to really make sure it happens. That's why actually playing Battleship is so damn frustrating, because if dispersion isn't working out for you, most likely you missed your one chance either in the match to do damage to a particular enemy, or you missed your chance to do damage at that moment before they can kill somebody else, so on and so forth. But basically everything is magnified, and it's exponentially worse. The consequences are significantly worse in rank than they are in random. So he heads over to B here, and my initial reaction was that there's going to be the Kiev and the Fubuki over here, a whole wall of torps or something, right? But it doesn't turn out to be the case. Instead, he has an enemy Miyoko over here. This is the single most important engagement of the match until the end. So again, I'm going to try to not spoil anything, but it's so hard. But the Miyoko here obviously is aware that he's outgunned in this match, and also that there's most likely torpedoes coming, so he's trying to bug out. You see the Atago in the background. He's not creeping up to help out very much. Probably figured that the Miyoko is going to die anyways. You see a bunch of fires raging on the Miyoko. Now he's got him out, which is an important thing because he's still within the range of Toenails here, and gets another fire set on him. So he's going to burn and take all that damage, guaranteed. And he did accidentally fire at his teammate there, so whoops. Kind of happens sometimes, but you got to give your teammate some space, try to account for some of that shell travel, because initially those shots are going to come out pretty low. That's something I keep seeing lately, is people like hugging each other, basically being really way too close to each other, and either not giving the teammates guns enough room to fire, or just not giving enough room to maneuver in the first place. Unfortunately, that Tirpitz did take some a torpedo. I'm pretty sure it was from the Miyoko. I don't think the Atago was ever in the real spot to fire his torps, but a bit of an unnecessary torp there. He didn't have to take that at all. Kind of an odd maneuver for him to push up like that, especially with the Atago and the Miyoko both having 10-kilometer torps, and not really much in the way of forward scouting there to spot him. But he does set another fire on the Miyoko, and let's see where these go. Yeah, a little bit more, and he still has the fire going, so most likely he's just waiting for the that last salvo to come in before he hit the repair cooldown. Now the Fubuki and pretty much the rest of the enemy team starts pushing up through A, and kind of an interesting point here, because it's only 5 minutes in and the enemy team is already pushing up through one of the caps. Not entirely common, actually, at least in my experience in ranked on North. Usually there's a bit more of a waiting period before there's a real big push like that, but the enemy team didn't want to wait. Toenails, however, pulled a bit of a me and went right into the island right there. So yeah, it's good to see that somebody else can do that as well. I'm not alone in the magnetization towards islands and whatnot. So because goddamn, it's embarrassing doing that all the time on live stream. But whatever, it happens. So he goes back to B, and there's an Amagi now that's heading his way as well. So I'm not entirely sure if this was initially a defensive measure or if he was going to try to push through and try to get behind the enemy there and see what he could do. But he does launch his starboard side torpedoes and swings around to launch his port side torpedoes. Give that Amagi, you know, a lot of crap to try to dodge. They did just lose a ship there, so they're down on points just a little bit, but you know, it's obviously enough of a difference to matter. Every little bit counts in ranked. Now the problem obviously being that he's exposing his broadside to the Amagi, and this is one of those scenarios that really develops a lot of anxiety in cruiser players, and he's lucky as shit that some of those shells ended up hitting the island there instead. I think that probably would have done a lot more damage. Now they did just lose another ship, but he is doing some damage to the Amagi here. We've got some fires going on him again, and the Amagi is engaging their, let's see, their Nagato, I believe that is. So he's sent off those torps though. They're still on their way to trying to find the target, and he's just gonna try to rack up some more damage here while hopefully the Nagato on his team is staying nice and safe. But looks like he's doing a good job mitigating damage. Boom, there we go, get some torp hits, and this Amagi is definitely going to be going down here in just a moment. Just a little bit more damage, and they're down 130 points right now, so they got to get back into this game, and that helps a little bit. So now they're down only about 35 points, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed it, but the Nagato that was fighting the Amagi took a massive amount of damage just as the Amagi died. So there was a pretty damn good death salvo by that guy. Now speaking of Nagatos, the enemy Nagato was just burning for a bit, and he put out the fire, or they burned themselves out. So there's just a little bit of health remaining. You see some fires get started there. Boom, sealed the deal there. Now they're back up, 570 or 580 points to 510. However, the enemy Atago here just finishes off the Nagato that was with Toenails, and this becomes a little bit more of a problem, unfortunately, for Toenails. He does have a HE loaded here, and he's going to switch over to AP in a moment as well, but not before he gets some torps off. Try to shoot the gap right there. Now, while this upcoming moment here really sucks for him, it's actually, I gotta say, this is funny as shit, the sequence of events. So there's the Kiev that's behind him, and Toenails is going to launch some torps that way. Now, unfortunately, there are some torps in front of him, and there's just the slightest bit of hesitation there, which cost him some health, and damn, that's going to be a big problem later. So there is a Fubuki in front of him, practically no health at all, right? Well, there's the smoke. I'm gonna say screw it, fire into it. Manages to get him anyways, and he's gonna be able to thread the needle here. He cut his throttle and of course cut in. Very good job there. Now there's still the Atago that he has to account for, and there's the Kiev that's trying to make his life a little bit more difficult. He is obviously getting spotted by that plane, so that's not making things any better. And there's the Atago. So he's going to switch over to AP after that first salvo of HE. He has his front two turrets disabled, unfortunately, and so now he's got his 3, 4, 5 turrets are the only ones shooting, since he's on the repair cooldown. So he gets high caliber, but damn, this is not a very good situation to be in. And of course there's some more torps, but he still has AP loaded, and boom, there we go. Gets a few citadels in the initial salvo, and then finishes them off with a good 10, 11,000 damage there. So he's still on very low health, however, and getting peppered by the Kiev, who's on the cap. The Kiev, same mistake as the Fubuki, comes to a stop, and that's not that good because you're still shooting. It's pretty obvious what's happening here, and guess what? Another kill through the smoke. So now it's just him and the Miyoko. The Miyoko has very little health, under 1,000, and Toenails here has about 2,700. So it's just down to these guys. Been a pretty interesting match as it is. Toenails has Kraken, and he's in a good spot to be able to hopefully finish this guy off. And he does manage to get a hit here in just a moment. But at this point, like his heart's racing and all that. He's obviously not in a position to be able to launch torps, but it does indicate some of the Miyoko's movement. Now, curiously, I know what he's doing here. He's firing, just trying to make sure that he can just get that last shot off or whatever and try to get that one hit. But it does flare up his detection range, which gives that indication that he's, of course, spotted, which gives the Miyoko a little bit more time to line up his shot. And there he is. Alright. Fire away. Gonna go to the artillery zoom here. Pay attention to what happens. Yeah, mutual kill draw. You've got to be shitting me. So props to, first and foremost, the Miyoko on the enemy team. Nico P, which is a rather questionable name, but wow. To stick with it through all of that shit. Way to go, man. But Toenails, oh my god, man, my heart goes out to you, bro. Holy shit, that is absolutely, what a heartbreaker, man. Just wow, did not expect that. So I am more or less caught up with the user videos. I have a shitload of footage gathered up from all of this. I think I ended up watching close to, I know it was over 50 replays in the course of a week, and yeah, I ended up with about 6 hours of footage, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with all of it, so it does take a while. You'll see clips like this a fair bit. I've never seen anything like that with an Amagi just barely taking damage from a ram, but you see Stannis Baratheon here just picking on all the top tier battleships. Just, I mean, he doesn't even have fucking turrets in his gearing right there. I mean, seriously, just really funny stuff. But I do have overviews that I plan. My upcoming ones will be what I'd really like to do is first and foremost do the tiers 2, 3, 4 U.S. destroyers. So I get the low tier out of the way. The Nicholas is a ship that I've been enjoying a lot, so I really want to get to that review as soon as I can. God, those guns are fantastic. Just citadeling all the cruisers that you face. Really fun. And the Nicholas review would be obviously after that. The Furitaka, the New Orleans, the Nuremberg, those are reviews I also have planned sometime soon. And I may eventually get around to doing the tiers 3 and 4 battleships for the German, or the German, but the US and the Japanese as well. So that's basically my game plan at this point. And yeah, so hopefully there's a few more fun videos interspersed in there as well. The general guideline is that those are the overviews, and then I throw in some user vids and my own personal gameplay vids as well, and we can take it from there. But the stream's been going great. I hope to see more of you out there, of course, or of course in Kami's stream as well. And I really, again, appreciate you guys being patient, waiting for new videos and whatnot. And yeah, thanks. Follow me on Twitter, and I'm able to keep up with things. I will be streaming again on Wednesday. I will adjust this a little bit and just start at 4 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, with that, let's see. There shouldn't be much else I needed to catch you guys up on. But yeah, feel free to follow me on Twitter. I can keep you guys up to date with any changes, anything that pops up. But either way, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you back here soon, guys. Take care.